When it comes to tire choice, there's a lot of options out there. Here's a little bit of info on how to make your decision. When it comes to choosing a tire, I find that there's generally 4 variables that you need to choose from: tire width, tire tread pattern, tire compound, and tire casing. The width of the tire will dramatically affect the handling of your bike. When it comes to width, I find that it tends to be a bit more of a personal preference. For me, I believe that wider is better. I find that the older school of thought of a skinnier tire will cut into mud and dirt to be a little bit dated, and I find that generally grip comes down to tire compound itself. When it comes to choosing a tire compound, I find that going with the grippiest option available to you is the best bet. The exception to this, of course, if you're racing cross country or if you're riding extremely light duty trails, even though you might roll a little bit slower, having a tire that will grip onto all sorts of surfaces, to me, there's no downfall to that. The next point to think about when picking a tire is going to be tread pattern. I find it slightly less critical than rubber compound, as the rubber itself is doing the gripping, but it does affect the handling characteristics of your ride depending on the tread pattern you go with. In modern times, I find that there's essentially 3 different tread patterns that most manufacturers are coming out with: the assegai type, the minion type, and a mud spike. All of the bigger tire manufacturers will make a tire tread pattern very similar to all of these 3 options. The assegai type has excellent transition knobs between the center line and the cornering knobs of the tire, which leads to a very predictable and complete grip no matter how you lean the tire itself. The downside of this is that it does tend to pack up with mud in very muddy conditions. The minion type would be considered the industry standard. It has excellent braking knobs and excellent cornering knobs. There is a little bit of a free fall between those two, which leads to a predictable breakaway point, and if you enjoy drifting, this is the tire for you. The third option is the mud spike. The mud spike is for exactly that, riding in mud. Lots of space between the individual lugs themselves, as well as very tall cornering lugs, make it an excellent performer so it can clear mud in the very soupy conditions. As long as you have a decent tire compound itself, mud spikes will perform pretty decent everywhere else, but can lead to a little bit of skittish riding. Final piece of the puzzle is tire casing. If you're finding that you're getting consistent flat tires when riding your mountain bike, going to a heavier casing tire is your best bet. If you're consistently getting flats on mountain bike rides, I would explore going to the heavier casing options available to you before you reached out for a tire insert. A tire insert is a piece of foam that goes inside your tire, designed to help reduce the number of pinch flats you get, as well as provide a small amount of protection to your rim. Once you've gone to the heaviest casing tire available to you, if you're still getting flats, that's when it's time to consider tire inserts. If you get a flat tire on a ride, tire plugs are an excellent way to either finish the ride or get back out to the car. They are not a permanent solution to your flat tire. Unfortunately, if you've got a flat that requires a plug to fix it, that tire is essentially dead. If you have any more questions when it comes to picking a tire, live chat with us here or give us a call in store. We're more than happy to help.